Hi everyone, welcome to our live. This is my first live and we're having a little bit of a technical difficulty. So I am now, my guest can join us live here, waiting for Rock Collage. We're having some technical difficulty, so sorry about that. Okay, oh my goodness. I'm so sorry everyone. I'm having some technical difficulty with my stuff right now. Okay, here we go. Hi, Judith.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. I'm so sorry, and I am also flustered. The internet and hasn't been loud. Can you hear me properly, everyone?
I hear you, but you're a little choppy.
Yes, because it's raining right here in St. Lucia, and the internet usually becomes a little erratic during that time. So I really apologize for that. But
No.
let's welcome everyone to our live. My name is Abisola Amina. I am coming from the Mental Health Minute and Let's End Mental Health Stigma Now, right here from St. Lucia. And we are so pleased to have with us tonight Judith Rock. And we just want to give you a beautiful St. Lucian welcome, Judith.
Thank you.
So, could you tell us a little bit about yourself and why have we collaborated and why are we here tonight?
Sure. A little bit about me. I own a crystal shop called Collage. It's in America, Teaneck, New Jersey, and I ethically source a lot of the stones and crystals. I make the jewelry. I have over 350 stones and minerals in the shop. Um, I started this business because I wanted to help other people like I helped myself. I saw how crystals and mental health was something that I needed back then, and just spreading the information and the knowledge to other people was something that brought me to where I am today. How you and I met was because we both have a mutual friend, and she had mentioned that you would be an amazing person to speak with and to collab with because you too are looking to spread the word of mental health and mental healing to other people. So like this is a great collab, and we have plenty more to go through with this. So like this is gonna be fun.
Absolutely, and you've said so much already. And somebody just says, Romeo X just says, got the best quality stones. Woo!
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Shout out. But that's awesome. I'm so happy that we've met also, and this collaboration is wonderful. And like you, I was introduced to crystals and crystal therapy because I am a survivor of depression and suicide. And when I was on my healing path, I wanted to find out what works for me, and I wanted to do it naturally. And when I was in the middle of it, depression, the anxiety, the insomnia, and everything else, my wonderful friend Wendy asked me whether I ever heard of crystals and crystal therapy, which I had before in the past, but because of my being from a Christian background in our country, a lot of those types of therapies, crystals and other things, are seen as taboo. And so, because when she told me about it, my first reaction was, I'm not sure about it. But I did some research and she gave me my first crystals and my journey began. So, before we go into the journey, let us talk a little bit about crystals are. A lot of people may not even know what a crystal is. So, let's start with the basic. What is a
Sure.
crystal?
Crystals are basically minerals, and people confuse that these minerals are like worship items or, things that we give power to, when in essence, it's something that is already within us. Um, our bodies need the minerals. Our body lacks certain minerals because we don't eat all the foods groups in a day. So a crystal can kind of um, give you that boost that you've been lacking. And we all need minerals, right? And if you're looking at it from a holistic aspect, or standpoint, you can use CMOS as an example. You know, it gives you 92 of the 108 minerals that you're lacking daily. So think of crystals when you're attracted to some. Um, you know, figure that it might be something that you're missing within you that that crystal is giving you that extra boost or energy from. There's differences between crystal stones and minerals. I mean, stones and rocks, but that's another topic. I teach that on my Crystal 101 class. I have that once a month, every month. Um, but yeah, that's the basic. There are minerals that are composed from different parts of the world. Different parts of the world can only source certain types of minerals. For example, everyone knows rose quartz. That's abundant in many countries, so it's very easy to find rose quartz. And something people don't know, quartz and salt are similar. They have
Mm.
similar molecular structures, yes.
Wow.
So when I say I'm into crystals and stuff like that, I'm into it on the science level too, not just
Realize.
the metaphysical. I'm into it on the actual geological aspect of it as well. So and you can find salt just about in any country or whatever. So yeah, that's an easy mineral to think of that is abundant everywhere.
Well, this is fantastic because I have read a lot about crystals or some, and I've never heard that perspective about it being a mineral and the way that you described it. I've never heard crystals described in that way before. So thank you for that slight twist in, using the scientific elements of it to show us how the minerals, because every time I think of crystals, I only think of the metaphysical aspects and the spiritual aspects of it. I've never even thought of mineral or the mineral content in it and how it actually works. And I love the idea of using CMOS as a perfect example. In the Caribbean, we all know CMOS and most of us drink it, so we can relate. So thank you for that very clear description of what crystals are.
I like
And
to I like to use the mineral, sorry to cut your wisdom, but I like to use the mineral explanation because that diffused that metaphysical taboo that a lot of people correlate with the stone or the crystal. Because if you're trying to teach someone something that they might be a little apprehensive about, um, this explanation kind of eases them into, okay, maybe I can utilize this, material versus, oh no, this is taboo, this is witchery, this is sorcery or whatever. So that's the purpose behind it.
It's great because we are about to delve into that exact topic, which is the myths, the taboos, the misperceptions and misconceptions, all the misses about crystals, which there are many, and I would like for you to share what you think to be the top five, at least the top five. And if our viewers are watching and you've heard different taboos or different beliefs about crystals, especially the stigma and negative beliefs, we would love to hear from you as some of those are. So if there's different from what Judith is sharing, at least we could share some of what you heard or what you believed in the past. So go ahead, Judith, and let us know like the five top ones that you have heard about or that you before you got into.
Um, let's see. One taboo I hear a lot is that they're all the same or they're all rocks. Um, and the rocks don't really hold any power.
Yeah.
I mean, believe what you want. I have non-believers, excuse me. I have non-believers who have utilized these minerals and have seen changes. Not necessarily correlate them to the stone, but having it in their presence kind of makes them feel like, maybe there is some truth or validity in there.
Yes.
Um, Another taboo or myth, um, hmm, I'm trying to think. Crystals can fix everything. Um, that's a huge, huge myth. You have to work on yourself.
Yes.
It's a reminder, that you're working on yourself, but it's not going to fix your entire life.
No, I agree with that absolutely because I've heard of this myth also, and I know of people when they get into crystal therapy or crystals, they do believe that it will magically just take away all of your ailments or whatever that you're dealing with. But I learned from experience, even when I was using it to heal certain aspects of my ailments, it had to take strong belief that it will work, first of all. And second of all, you had to believe that it is more than just the crystal. You harness the energy, but it's also you putting in the work and the effort for it to actually work. And I'm happy you
Definitely.
mentioned that. I think that's a big misconception that a lot of us do enter into the crystal arena with.
Definitely, because yeah, like if you already have an issue now, projecting it onto something else to fix it completely means that you really don't understand what your issue is and you need even more help.
Absolutely. And before you use the crystal, you have to actually know why you are using it, what you are using it for. If you do not know what your conditions are, you've not faced yourself or know what you are trying to heal, I think it is taking away from the actual impact or effectiveness of the crystal.
Definitely, definitely. I'm trying to think of three more. Hmm.
I know one of, like you mentioned, the ones about the taboos about the spiritual taboos about it and stuff like that. And maybe if we don't do the top five, we could elaborate on this one specifically. And the reason why we're going back to it is because, especially in my country, in St. Lucia and the rest of the Caribbean, we are very heavily conditioned in Christianity, and a lot because I grew up in Christianity, and that's why I got a lot of my beliefs about anything that does not align with what we were taught. So even when you discover something like crystal therapy and you feel like it's going to work for you, that doubt really and the stigma really takes a toll on you before you decide that, okay, you know what, let me try it. And that's one of the things that I want to emphasize, sorry, to people who are watching. You have to have the belief that it is going to work, and you also have the belief in yourself that you have what it takes to make it work. So, especially with us in the Caribbean, it's essential for us to keep on saying that it is healing and it is good for us, and we should not be afraid of it, and you should remain open-minded, especially when you're in a healing and not especially a natural healing journey. Be open to different things, but you because you'll never know what will actually work for you, especially when you're healing your mind and your emotions and your spirit.
Not only that, but truth be told, crystals and stones are in ancient books. Like they're in the Bible, they're in the Quran, they're in so many old books that if you really picked it up and read it yourself, you would see they mention a lot of things. And one stone in particular is agate. Agate is a stone that is mentioned throughout the entire Bible. It's mentioned in the Quran. It's a stone that is the oldest stone known to man. It could do a lot of things, and you see agate just about anywhere. Um, it's it's cool, and it comes in different colors. It comes in different shapes. It comes in different varieties. They have multiple healing properties. It comes from all over the world. It's an amazing stone.
Yes, absolutely. So I think our viewers and I am also interested in going into the uses. I mentioned that yes, you could use it to help clear your mind and to help with stress or whatever. And especially since we're speaking from a mental health perspective, and my aim with my movement, Let's End Mental Health Stigma Now, is to demystify different healing modalities that could actually help to relieve mental stress and also symptoms of depression. So we're not going to speak only about depression and how we can use crystals in helping. to calm us and to help us alleviate the symptoms. But general uses of crystals will suffice. And if you could touch on some of those that we could use for stress and anxiety and stuff like that.
Sure. You could wear crystals. You can, for women, I love to tell them if it's smooth enough or whatever your comfort, you can have them in your bra. Since having a child, I don't wear bras anymore, so got to find a new way to wear it. Um, but I do typically have like bracelets all the way up my arm. I do carry it on my waist. I have crystals around my waist. I have ankle crystal bracelets. Um, you can wear necklaces, earrings. Wearing the jewelry or wearing the stone is really good for it to connect to your body because you're not only absorbing the mineral, but you're also deflecting and repelling anything that might be coming and attacking you. And one thing, I do have another myth that people need to know. When your crystal breaks or something shatters or whatever, it's time to let it go. You know, don't try to repair it. Don't try to um, save it or anything. Just let it go. Especially if you were wearing it, let it go. Throw it away. If you need to buy the same thing over again, cool. But let the one that just broke on you or whatever go because it just harnesses too much energy. And
Oh,
and that happens to items. It harnesses too much energy. And I've had a customer tell me that a crystal literally exploded in front of them. Yes, and it's possible. You can YouTube it too. Yes, you can
wow,
YouTube
I
it.
should do that.
Yes,
I've never heard of this before.
yes.
So, speaking of harnessing crystal energy or how crystals can harness energy, can you explain how that works for us? Because I think a lot of us do not understand it.
So again, I'm going back to the mineral concept, right? So our bodies are lacking certain things. So what the crystal properties might have is something that will boost your emotion or boost your serotonin level or
Mm,
oxytocin level, and it'll basically give you what your body is missing.
wow.
Yeah. So think of it
Okay.
like that because we're all lacking something. So when you add that mineral or that stone into your atmosphere, it's giving you that extra oomph that you're lacking. If you
Wow.
think of it like that, it'll be much easier instead of thinking, okay, this crystal does this and this crystal does that. And da, 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 da. Delete that thought pattern, because they all do so many things. However, if you're lacking something and something's calling to you or you're drawn to something, then you are missing something that it can offer you, in essence.
I'm so happy you're giving us this perspective. I've never heard that perspective before, and it's helping me a lot and there are so many million types of crystals and different crystals for this and for that, for this chakra and for this one and that. It becomes so confusing.
It gets annoying too because some people like to associate the stones and the crystals by the color, going for
Yeah.
this chakra or whatever. You can use a yellow crystal for your third eye.
Right.
You don't have to like go based off the color. It's cool to
Okay.
remember. It'll give you a chart or
Yeah.
some type of point of reference, but you don't necessarily need to do that. You can use a clear quartz for everything. You can use a rose quartz for everything. So do what you feel.
Actually, for me, I usually use the rose quartz for everything because I feel as if it's a clear quartz, not rose quartz, a clear quartz. And I feel as if it could, just like I use a white pearl for everything, I feel as if I could use the crystal quartz for everything. Not crystal, not the rose one. What's the other? The clear one, clear quartz
Mhm.
for everything. And I'm happy you said that because sometimes you can't afford to buy all of those crystals. And you have the misconception that you need the colors to match the chakra in order for it to work. You see, you're debunking. That's what I wanted this life to be about. So we could open our minds and for us to know that God, the same creator that we all believe in and we have different names and different personas for, created the crystals and everything within within Mother Nature to help and to bless us, whether it's the herbs or the actual crystals and the minerals that are contained in it. So when you look at it, it's all good for us. We just have to find out how it's going to work for us and open. I keep on saying we need to open up our minds in order for it to work and for it to find different healing modalities for you, especially now when a lot of us are strapped for cash or strapped for financially, and especially with some of us who are and not only some of us, a lot of us are right now in a mental health crisis. People are under siege with depression and anxiety and insomnia and a whole bunch of other ailments and symptoms that are surfacing now. And not or everyone can actually go to a therapist or a psychologist or counseling. And I say this to say that it's all great. However, there is a cheaper option. I'm not saying that crystals can replace a psychiatrist or whatever. What I'm saying is, while you are waiting to see one, in the meantime, you can actually use crystals and other healing modalities to help you relieve some of those symptoms. And this is one of the reasons why I'm having this live, especially now, especially for people from my side of the world, which is the Caribbean and the West Indies. We lack a lot of mental health support. Okay, even now with everything that's going on, mental health is suffering like everywhere in the world. All of the monies are going into, the other aspects of health and not mental health. So because of that, I know people need other ways of helping themselves. And I believe crystals, if you understand how it works, and that's what we're doing, I'm telling you the usage and the benefits, and helping you change your perception of it, you actually get some relief time. I'm saying this because I am getting relief with crystal therapy, especially insomnia and in alleviating anxiety. So, can you go into some more, apart from using the minerals to help balance, other uses can be used crystals for?
It could be used for clearing the energy in a space or in a room. Um, there's a lot of crystals that are great for focus, especially in terms of like mental health. Um, there's a lot of crystals that help just like clear the mind and clear your perspective. Um, a stone that I posted yesterday, a bracelet, it's called mahogany obsidian. It's great for a lot of things, and it removes the negative thought patterns that we developed as we progressed in life. However, it changes it so that you don't create the same patterns anymore. So a lot of crystals can help you for the better without you realizing sometimes. Um, when I say it's good for like clearing up the space in a home or whatever, you don't need a big crystal or a stone to do that. You can have some small one and make a little grid, like a little circle or whatever shape you find, a line, a square, whatever, and consider that like your feng shui area of a room, and it'll definitely lighten the space. The more crystals together, the better, because they'll also emit some type of energy that's going to provide whatever feeling that you want. You can have them in your car to protect you while you're traveling. Um, what else? You could use them for just about anything. I mean, the world is your oyster.
Yes, I agree. How do you know? Okay, let's say you've given the example of crystal being used to cleanse your home and for protection. How do you know that the crystal is actually working? Like what signs? Okay, I think that may be broad, but let's look for an example of, let's say, cleaning the house and cleansing the home. What signs or what do you will find after you cleanse the house with crystals that you will find or you will discover?
So I do house cleanses, right? And I did a house cleanse for this lovely lady not too long ago, and I put a bunch of clear quartz in the house, and literally the next day she messaged me and she's like, "Holy crap, this house feels different."
Wow.
You'll just feel the energy. You'll feel something different. Another thing, some crystals actually repel people from coming. So um,
Yes,
she
tell us about that, please.
S- I love, in particular, my favorite repelling crystal is called fluorite. I mean, I live, love, like breathe fluorite. That's my favorite crystal to give anyone who comes into the shop and says they need protection from someone. I like it more than black tourmaline. I'm not going to get into that. But the reason why I love it so much is because it has so much to offer, more than just protection, but the mental clarity, the love of self, um, just overall healing. And I had a young man come into the shop years ago, and he was working at this place that I used to dine at in the mornings, and he had a lot of hater like coworkers or whatever. And I kid you not, he wore the necklace on Monday. It cracked on him on Wednesday, and it protected him because the person who was trying to get him fired got fired. Not only did that happen, but I also have a law firm across the street from the shop, and one of the attorneys there, or attorneys, she had bought a few fluorides from me, and she actually had it in her bra. And the floor is carpet in there. So one of the stones flew out her bra. I don't know how. She told me the story. I'm not making this stuff up. I can't make this stuff up. It flew out her bra and broke on the carpet.
What was going on?
And the
What was
client left. The client left. It was a client from hell. The client left. The client didn't bother her anymore. Found another paralegal. Yeah. So I love that crystal because it definitely protects. And like for some people, they don't believe, and I feel that that's the best, because when they don't believe and it shows or it does something miraculous like that, it just like opens your eyes to a new world of like, what can these things do?
great.
And
I see some of my, go ahead, sorry.
and one thing I do want to tell people is that don't get so caught up on the crystal, doing everything for you, because these are things that just happen as a fluke. It doesn't happen for everyone. But it can happen. Don't take what I just said and say, "Oh my God, I'm gonna go get me a piece of fluoride. It's gonna crack and protect me." No, 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 no. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying is it can definitely happen because it's happened. I have so many more stories, but we'll be here all night. But definitely, like it's insane.
So, people, I see some of my followers and friends on Beautiful Femi has been saying that citrine is her favorite, and she says that if you believe it won't work, then it wouldn't. And talking about the fluoride, please, people, a disclaimer from Judith. If you buy a fluoride and it does not bust out your bra and fall and scatter your enemies, it doesn't mean that it does not work, okay? I also want to say a good night to Donnell, who is a big supporter of what we're doing, and also Glenn Showery, and I see some other familiar names on here. So thank you guys for coming and being with us tonight. Since Femi, beautiful Femi said citrine is her favorite, can you tell us a little bit more about the qualities of citrine so that our other viewers that are there who have never heard of citrine could actually get some idea as to what it is and what it is used for?
So here's a disclaimer: not all citrine is real. Um, we should
Oh,
definitely have another live on real and fake crystals. But most citrine on the market today is just heat treated amethyst, whereas natural citrine, um, it's a little bit of a darker hue, and you can really see right through it. Um,
okay.
the beauty of citrine, a lot of people know it as generally, it's a great crystal for abundance, happiness,
Yeah.
self-confidence, um, clarity, creativity. overall wellness. And the beauty of it is if you have the heat treated one, amethyst is a great crystal for everything. You know, it helps you with anxiety, it helps you with depression, it helps you with insomnia, it helps you with clarity, it helps you with finding your voice, it helps you with all your chakras, it helps you with friendships, it helps you with just about anything. I can list a whole bunch of stuff. So it being heated doesn't necessarily alter, but it changes your conception of what it is to the citrine aspect of it.
Oh, I did not, because for some reason I always prefer the raw crystals over the polished, because I have this perception that once it's polished, some of the energy has been manipulated or whatever. So that was, oh, that's a misconception we need to talk about.
That is definitely a misconception because so when I say heat treated, the raw version can be heat treated as well.
Oh,
Yes.
I didn't
So
know that.
the tumbled version is not heated at all. It's actually spun with water and sand and sometimes other rocks to get it smooth. There
Oh,
is nothing, there is no heating in that process of making it smooth. It's literally the mineral, and there's a sometimes a sander or other rocks that are shaken with it with water or oil to get it to that smooth um, uh,
oh,
feeling.
difference.
There's in essence, I love raw stones too, or rough. You can either call it raw or rough, because you can actually feel the energy a little bit more. Not saying that tumbled is weaker, it's just a different form. And it's better on the skin, especially if you're going to keep it in your bra, like ladies, if you keep it in your bra. I do have some of my clients that have the rough ones in their bra. I commend them. I can't do that. I'm weak sauce. So anything that has to scratch me or whatever, I get a little defensive. But the tumbled
See
is pretty fine.
women, I can see women in rush to go get some crystals to put in their bra right now. Go get your crystals, ladies. Find the protection, put it in your bra, and start a trend. And I started trend hashtag, do you have your crystals in your bra today?
Definitely. And
Yeah.
one thing to note, the side that you hold your crystal on definitely matters for you. You don't have to
Oh,
listen to everybody about, oh, keep it on this side for this or that side for that. No, do a trial and error, test one side 1 week, test the other side another week, and see how you feel. I like to tell my clients to keep a journal just for
oh,
that, just for the crystals.
wow.
I'm a big journal person. I have a journal for a lot of things. I have a journal for negative thoughts. I have a journal for manifesting. I have a journal for planning. I have a journal for random thoughts. I have a journal for planning. Lots of things. And
We may have to have a live about journaling and the power of journaling. A lot of people don't even understand the power of journaling. That what helps heal me. It gives you all kinds of perspective that you've never seen before by reading your own words
but
after everything has settled.
and that's a form of therapy that we've removed ourselves from.
Yes. And also just talking about journaling, because I think it's also important with what we're talking about, if, especially if you're going to keep a journal for your crystal healing and stuff like that. Because you're going through a process of self-discovery, even with using the crystals, I find it is a process of self-discovery and writing those things down, and a couple like you let's say you are doing it for a while and then you go back maybe you weeks after and you read your progress and you read the symptoms that have been alleviated, and then you're like, you cannot believe the impact and how it helps you to develop into a better person and help clear your path also to know where you're going next and what you want to do next and everything.
Definitely, definitely. That's another topic for another day that we can really dive into. I definitely have at least 10 journals. And I would love to explain why in another show.
No problem. I will not say how many I have. I'll keep that one to myself until next time too.
You're not crazy. I said 10 to be nice.
So Spirited Away Healing says, so healing has helped me a great deal. Thank you, Judith.
You're welcome.
Yes, definitely. One of the hot topics, especially with people, as I said, in my community and in my country, and now discovering crystal therapy. A lot of health shops and individuals have entered into selling crystals and starting to actually uh, open our minds about crystals. And one of the things that people talk a lot about, because it's a new topic to us, is the chakra healing and how you can use crystals to heal your chakras. So I would love for you don't have to go into too much detail because we will do that again in another live, but just for now, as one of the uses, can you just delve a little bit into what your chakra healing is and how crystals can help you with that?
So
And maybe
chakras, yes. So basically, chakras are energy centers in the body, and sometimes no one's chakra is fully in one line. Whenever you see the images with the lines of the chakras or whatever, that is so fake because no one's is ever like one, unless you're a
thank
monk.
you for saying that. No, seriously, thank you for saying that because a lot of us are starting this journey and we stumble upon it for some reason. And then you do a lot of self-knowledge, and especially if you don't have people like yourself in my community that we could reach out to, and with all the services, and we will talk about that in the end, some of the services that you offer. So even our people, thank God for online shopping, can go to your shops and see not only that the crystal therapy and the crystals that you offer, but you have a whole world out there on your website that we'll discuss. So for the chakra healing, I wanted us to go into it because of the misconceptions and people not understanding what they are and how the crystals come into play.
So with the chakras, like I said, nothing is ever a straight line. Um, I met this guy who had a cool computer, and I love science. I love the science aspect of this whole healing journey that we're all on, right? So he actually shows how your chakras are shifted sometimes, and if it's in balance, you'll see that it's like your heart might be all the way in your throat, or yeah, or your root is all the way in your head. Like it's all out of whack. So what happens
Wow.
when you're cleansing or fixing your chakras is first and foremost knowing exactly what is wrong, right? Associating it with your different energies in your body. So if you have trust issues, you just know that you need to slow down, figure out with your root, figure out where that stems from, uh, why you're allowing it to progress, or why you're allowing it to, or associating it with the same type of energy from others, why you can't forgive, right? Because with all of the chakras that are imbalanced, there's a forgiving aspect or a piece that goes with it. And for those who are shy, in essence, they're not really shy. They just don't want to speak around you.
Mm,
So, when it comes to crystals, it'll help unlock certain things, but that person has to feel comfortable, or you as a person, whenever you're unlocking this, figure out if you're comfortable around a certain energy or uncomfortable around a certain energy that's reminding you of why that energy center is blocked or locked in essence. Some people have overactive chakras that are uh, that need to be healed as well. Some people are too trusting and then they get hurt, right? So yeah, a lot of us
that was
are, yeah.
that's
Some of,
me.
some of us are too trusting, so we need to know how to reel it in. Why do you find yourself to be so gullible or so
Yeah.
easily manipulated, or whatever? And trying learning to first and foremost um, to learn about you. This is where also the journaling comes into play. Finding the right crystal to help you work with that energy and not necessarily give in too much into it, but definitely figure out how to balance it a little bit more. So if you're untrusting, learn to trust a little bit more. If you're too trusting, learn to uh, put a little filter or boundaries around that area. If you're very vocal about certain things, learn to put a filter. Not everyone wants to hear you. And if you're not vocal, right, understand why certain people make you feel like you need to retreat within your throat.
Mm.
There's something that happens to all of us as a child, and remembering that this is also called shadow work, figuring out within ourselves what happened, and how to, in essence, heal that as well as the chakras, and to be a better person with the crystals. It's a lot of work.
Exactly. Exactly this is the process you just described. This is the process I underwent when I started with the chakra healing with the crystals. And exactly what you said, when I started with the chakra, it took me back dark days of childhood and all of the trauma and everything. And I think one of the reasons why I think a lot of people do not enjoy going through the process is because of the shadow work that it entails. You really have to come to terms with a lot of darkness and dark things about yourself, about what has happened to you, and you cannot heal it until you face it. You cannot heal it until you forgive it. So one of the things I had to learn was that you take full accountability for your life for every aspect of your healing, even the things that you think that you did not do wrong or it wasn't your fault. And I had to learn in order for me to heal my total being, I could not allow other people outside of me to continue to perpetuate whatever assault in my spirit, in my energy field. So again, you are making some amazing points, and that's something maybe we'll go into further, going back to the roots and then healing yourself from the root with your crystals and stuff. So that is very amazing. All the information is coming out. It's very amazing. We have a few people coming in saying hello. I think a lot of them are your fans. Are, yes, because I don't recognize some of them. But thank you all guys for joining us. So we are having a discussion about crystals, destigmatizing crystal therapy. And it's so important, especially now that with all of the anxiety and all of the chaos we live in constantly under siege and under fear, it is important that we find ways to heal ourselves, to calm our nerves, and to avoid us from being susceptible to various illness, not only what's happening with the pandemic, but with other aspects of your healing and of yourself. So, Judith, we've touched the chakras, we've touched the uses, we've touched the benefits. If somebody is new, let's say a beginner, somebody's new and they've never heard of crystals and they happen to come on this live and they want to know more about crystals or want to start the journey with crystals, what is the one crystal you would suggest that they start with?
I'm going to be quite honest with you. I hate
Mhm.
that question,
Okay, great.
and I'm going to answer it. Um, everyone's in a different everyone's in a different space, right? So I could
Mhm.
never say generally everyone start with this, because
Okay.
that could never work. I never believe that one size fits all. I that concept is wrong, right? Once you, as a woman, you might have a size 9 foot, but in Italian shoes, you're a 9.5 or a 10, so you can't say that you're 9 throughout your life. So, um, when people walk into the shop, or if I do talk to someone one-on-one, I try to get into their psyche. I try to understand what they're going through, and then I would recommend from there. If I had to generalize it, then I would just say everybody get clear quartz, you know?
Yes.
But
Okay.
to me, that's so boring, because it might not necessarily have what you need in order to get over or to work on whatever it is that you're going through. So that's a very tough question to answer generally.
Okay, well, that's okay. You did answer it brilliantly. I love what you said. And perhaps one of the things that I've heard, and maybe it ties into what you just said, where I've heard people say, and it's happened to me, where sometimes a crystal chooses you, you
Yes.
don't choose a crystal. And that's what came to my mind when you said that, because it has happened to me where I went into a shop, I was looking for an apatite, Apatite, right? A protection stone, I think. And when I went to get it, there was this one specific one. I was like, choose me, choose me. And I went straight to it and I chose it. And it's been one of my favorites ever since. Like, I feel a connection to it. So perhaps that's probably a way to go if you are new to it. Just be open and just walk into Judith's crystal shop and allow the crystal to say, choose me, choose me.
It happens. It happens.
Yes,
Definitely.
definitely it does. So, Judith, we've had a very amazing conversation. I know that you have a baby to attend to, and we did not want to be too long-winded. So, we wanted you to just tell us a little bit more about where we could find you, where we can get your other services that you offer, because I know that you're also a Reiki practitioner and other healing modalities that you use. So, and we need this in our country, as I said, we do not have those things available to us. And that's one of the main reasons why I wanted to reach out to you, because I know with whatever you're offering, we can do it long distance. And that is why we need for us to know what you offer so that we can reach out to you in this season that we're in to get some assistance from you.
Definitely. So I answer all of my DMs. So you can definitely send me a DM. You can go on my website, rockcollage.com. I have a lot of information about crystals and stones on there. I have a crystal library, and I'm constantly updating and adding more and more stuff to there. Um, these services that I offer are Reiki attunements. I also do chakra attunements. They can also be done long distance or in person. Um, I do sound healing. I have lots of musical instruments. I have singing bowls. I have drums. I have rain sticks. I have a lot of things. I can do a private long distance. I've been doing Zoom sound healing, and I do in-person sound healing,
Wow.
which is amazing. I love it. My baby loves it. Everybody loves it. Um, what else? I also do for women in I love yoni steams, and I don't believe one size fits all with the yoni steam, so I do offer yoni steams. We would have a consultation first as to what's going on, and then I make a special blend, and I either you do the yoni steam in the shop, or I can send it to you and you do it yourself at home. Um, what else do I offer? In the shop, I offer foot detoxes and cupping. I believe in all the ancient modalities, and cupping for me is amazing. Herbal foot detoxes are amazing, and we should do a live too on herbs very soon. And I know Ledia is all about herbs, so we should definitely have the three of us on there
Yes.
and talking about herbs that are great for the feet, because herbs that travel through the feet actually penetrate through the body faster. And yes, so. And in some of my
Girl,
services, I incorporate crystals in there. So, yeah.
you are a wealth of knowledge. Oh my God, I'm seeing millions of lives coming up soon. Somebody says, love Yoni steams. Oh, it's good. The messages are going so quickly. Oh, and
You're welcome.
our mutual friend, Alexis Naturals, Lydia Crofton, the one and only, is here with us. And thank you for the collaboration, Lydia, meeting this wonderful lady, Judith, with a wealth of knowledge. And as I said, she's the guru, and I'm going to be sitting at her feet like this. And I'm no, I'm serious. I've told you that. Somebody says it really helped me with my cramps during my cycle. Good. Okay, we'll definitely have another one with the yoni, the benefits of yoni steams and stuff like that. It's new to St. Lucia also. There's somebody who's doing it here, but I know a lot of people don't know about it, so it'd be nice to to have a live on that. So again, somebody saying they learned so much. This is our first live. Sorry for the technical difficulties, guys, but this was such short and beautiful. I'm so excited for the next one. I will do better. I will figure out all of the technical stuff so the next time it will come off more flawlessly and we could go into in-depth conversation about other things. Somebody, Libra Queen 85 says, so proud of Judith. Yay!
Thank
That's
you,
honor for
Mercedes.
me. She's the person I've just met and oh, I love her already.
Thank
Maybe that's
you.
the two trusting thing we spoke about earlier.
No, no, no. You need to. So, one more thing before we go.
Yeah.
One thing that crystals do, it does help you with your insight and your intuition. So, if that's a good quality that you're too trusting, so that can teach other people that they need to let their guard down a little bit too. But
Mm.
for you, if you feel like you're too trusting, maybe you need to see why you're giving so much trust into other people. Where are you lacking trust within yourself?
Yes, I went through, I did the work, and I now know all of those things. It's just when you say it, you recognize what you used to do and who you used to be, and you're like, it's good to admit it. So other people who's going through it are not too scared to say, it's me too. I do have those issues, and let's see how we can fix it. So again, thank you so much for being with us. I just want to let everybody know where to get Judith. It is at Rock Collage on Instagram, Rock Collage on Facebook, and her website, rockcollage.com. And for myself, Abisola Amina, I am on Instagram, like we are right now, Amina Abisola. We have and we have our Facebook support group for mental health tips, anything mental health, and it is only one of that of that kind within our community. So we love whoever is watching to join us on our support group. There's a lot of videos, a lot of stuff on mental health that will help you to get help, that will help you to understand and hopefully get the help that you need. We will collaborate again with Judith very soon. So thank you again for such a beautiful live.
You're
And thank you
welcome.
for coming.
Thank you, everyone.
Yay!
Good night.
Bye.